Hey guys, Cinema Sickness here, back at Jake's Flea Market in Bartow, Pennsylvania, yet again. This first table I came across here was actually a table that I first came across on my last shopping adventure at Jake's. And although this lady's here every single week, and she does have a lot of the same stuff just over and over again, I still do like to look through her titles, because she does occasionally get new things in. And sure enough, this week she actually had some new titles that I wanted to pick up. So it definitely pays to look through stacks of movies that you might think are just the same thing, the same thing you've seen over and over again. It does pay to look through them. Did think about picking up Fearless here, but I've never seen the movie and I really know nothing about it, so I did pass on it. Lot to go through right now, so we're going to speed up a little bit just to get through this large table that I actually filmed. I filmed the entire table. Why, I don't know, but I did just film myself going through the whole thing. But like I said, there were a few titles that I definitely wanted to grab here. A lot of the same stuff though, and a lot of stuff I did already own. But like I said, it does pay to go through just to see if hopefully they might have something new. This I ended up picking up Ernest in the Army. I grabbed that because I only have the Mill Creek release, and I wanted to get the original release just for the better picture quality. Figured it was worth picking up. There's that Billy Ray Cyrus DVD again. I probably should have grabbed that. Maybe next time I go, I'll actually get that. We'll see. No idea what that was, so pass on that. And I grabbed that as well. Ernest Goes to Jail, again, just for the picture quality, because I do already own the Mill Creek release. And the last thing I picked up here was this Video Now set, so the Nickelodeon set. Definitely had to grab that. Those were all $2 a piece, which was a great deal. A little stack here of VHS tapes, some Cindy Crawford there, but nothing I really needed to get, unfortunately. Then I actually came across some Blu-rays here, which might look like they're great, but unfortunately what most of those were the Blu-rays from the Dollar Tree store. So this guy obviously went out to the Dollar Tree store, took a handful of movies, and now tries to sell them for $5 or $10, whatever he wants. There were a few titles in there that actually weren't from the Dollar Tree store, but nothing I needed, and the same thing with the DVDs. Unfortunately, nothing I need to get there as well. Now this stand here, this is the guy I love, as you see. Again, the new guy for this year, the guy who's there every single week, who has just a ton of great titles for $2 a piece, even some Blu-rays and HD DVDs. And I ended up picking up some modern Marvels. I believe that's Golden Gate Bridge, Bewitched, and I also got Whip It on Blu-ray for $2 a piece for the DVDs and only $3 for Whip It, I believe. So that was a great deal there. Some more DVDs and VHS tapes, but unfortunately nothing in here I really needed to grab, so I had to pass on all of this. I hate taking through boxes like this. I really wish people wouldn't put their movies in boxes like this. I realize it's an easy way to bring them to the flea market, but it's just such a pain in the ass to look through. Then we had some more DVDs, but some more that I didn't need. And these are great, 8mm tapes. Would have loved to have gotten some of these, but unfortunately, A, I do not have a player for them. I do not have a projector, and B, he was asking a bit too much for them. Had I had a projector, maybe I would have grabbed one. I think he went around like $8 or $10 for some of them. Maybe would have picked up one of the $8 ones, but like I said, I don't have a projector, so had to pass on them. But he did have some really good titles. Then we came across some more VHS tapes, but some more tapes that I did not need to get. Nothing in here that I didn't already have, unfortunately. That Batman was pretty cool, but I already have the Laserdisc with that same artwork, so I did pass on that. This, the Champ, I thought about getting it, but I really, again, had no idea what it is. It would have been a blind buy. Maybe I should have grabbed it, and if you guys know, let me know. Maybe if I see it again, I'll pick it up if it's any good. And some more DVDs here, but some more I didn't need to get. And same thing with the CD soundtracks, nothing in there. But then I came across these CD soundtracks, and definitely had to look through these. And I was very happy to come across the Hunchback of Notre Dame soundtrack. Definitely had to pick that one up. Love that movie. Great soundtrack. And then some more VHS. Tons of VHS at the flea markets. You come across so many of them. And, sometimes it pays off. This would have paid off. Lots of Star Trek here. A lot of good Star Trek with the anniversary releases and whatnot. But already have most of those, so I didn't need to get any, unfortunately. Then I came across some more DVDs. This guy's pile of movies here, I actually did look through last time I was at Jake's, and it was pretty much all the same stuff. There was one title that I thought about getting that I passed on, which I definitely had to pick up today, and it actually paid off because it was pretty good. I did end up watching it, and that was R2-D2 Beneath the Dome. Definitely had to grab that. I definitely wanted to see it. It looked very interesting. This is the lady here who has new titles for pretty cheap every time I come here. I don't know how she gets them. I don't know where she gets them. They're pretty well marked down, but not necessarily marked down enough that I'd want to buy them. So I had to pass on it. She wouldn't actually go down any further than her prices today. Usually she does drop her prices a little bit for me, but unfortunately today she wasn't budging, so I had to pass on her table. But she did have some good titles there for some pretty good prices. These DVDs here, again, nothing I need to grab within these. As far as the titles go, nothing all that great, so I did pass up on all these, unfortunately. And then some more VHS tapes. But unfortunately nothing that I was really all that interested in, so had to pass on these as well. Now this guy here, this is the guy I complain about all the time. He has all his movies individually priced, usually a bit too high. But today, he decided to finally start marking them down. So I ended up picking up 310 to Yuma, the original, and the Brothers McMullen. I got those for $2 each, which was a great deal, especially for 310 to Yuma, because I've been looking for that for the longest time now. And then once again, another table of DVDs. But unfortunately, once again, nothing I needed to grab. They did have some Nickelodeon titles in here, which, had they been titles I wanted, would have been great, but unfortunately, didn't need to get those. And then another stack of DVDs, but once again, nothing I need to pick up. Some Beverly Hills 90210, but no interest in that. And some VHS tapes, but had no interest in any of these either, or I either had them. And finally, one last little stack here, some DVDs and some Blu-rays. Some good titles in here, but nothing I didn't already have on the formats, or nothing that I wanted to get, unfortunately. So that's it, guys. That was my latest trip to Jake's Flea Market. Got some great deals, so let's take a look at everything I got and see how much I paid for them. Hey everybody, Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today, once again, headed out to Jake's Flea Market in Bartow, Pennsylvania, where I picked myself up a bunch of great titles, so let's take a look at what I got. The first title I picked up today I actually got for absolutely free, and that was Mitch Hedberg, Mitch Altogether. And how I ended up getting this for free is I picked it up to look at it, took out the disc. Unfortunately, the disc was scratched, and for that reason, I wasn't going to buy it. I do not buy scratched discs. The lady who was selling it said, "Oh, aren't you going to get that?" I said, "No, unfortunately the disc is pretty scratched up. I'm going to have to pass." She said, "Oh, it's scratched? Well, you can just have it then." So, like I said, I would usually never buy a scratched disc, but for free, I figured, what the hell, I'll take it. Haven't tested it out yet, not sure if it's going to play right or not, but again, for free, I figured I'd take it. And then for $1, I picked up the soundtrack to The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Now, this here's a Disney movie that I just never really got into. For me, the Disney movies that I grew up with were things like Little Mermaid, The Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, titles like that. Once things like Pocahontas, Mulan, Hunchback, titles like that came out, I was a little bit too old for Disney at that time, and I just never really got into those movies. Obviously, later on in my life, now when I started to collect again and really get into movies, I certainly did start to get into these movies more. But these never were my favorite Disney titles. My favorites are still the classics that I grew up with. But it is still a great movie. I do absolutely love this one, so I definitely had to get the soundtrack. Then I picked up Whip It on Blu-ray, a title that I do already have on DVD, but I do really enjoy this movie, so I figured I would upgrade. I originally thought the guy was asking $2 for this, because it was mixed in with a bunch of $2 DVDs. Unfortunately, though, once he saw that it was a Blu-ray, he wanted $4 for it. I said, never mind that, I really don't need to have this movie on Blu-ray. He said, well, how about $3? I said, yeah, okay, fine, $1 extra, not a big deal. So I definitely want to pick it up, love the movie, I'm looking forward to sitting down and watching it in high def. Now on to all the $2 titles I picked up, and the first one was actually a PVD for the Video Now. This here being a Nickelodeon Collection, Volume 4, comes with episodes of Fairly Odd Parents, Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, and SpongeBob SquarePants. 3 shows I absolutely love, and I certainly love adding titles to my PVD collection. Then I picked up Modern Marvels Golden Gate Bridge. I love this series. Modern Marvels is a fantastic show. I absolutely love it, and anytime I catch it on History Channel, I always watch it. I love how 1 minute they'll be talking about something big like the Golden Gate Bridge, and then the next minute they'll be talking about how they make marbles. It's such a crazy show how they go from one extreme to the other. You learn how they make some of the most random and obscure things sometimes, and it is just a great, great watch. So for $2, had to pick it up. Then I picked up R2-D2 Beneath the Dome. Now this title was actually there last time I was at Jake's. It was the same guy selling it. When I saw it last time, I thought about picking it up, but I ended up passing on it. Thought later on probably should have actually grabbed it. So today, when I came across it again, definitely had to pick it up. Looks to be interesting, and I can't wait to check it out. Then I picked up 2 Ernest movies, and those were Ernest in the Army and Ernest Goes to Jail. Now these here are the original Touchstone and Lionsgate releases. Now, even though I do already have these movies through Mill Creek, I do prefer to actually own the original releases, as they are better transfers. As much as I enjoy the fact that Mill Creek is releasing some more obscure titles that would probably not be being released if not for Mill Creek, I really do appreciate that, and I love them for that. Their transfers are usually pretty shoddy. It's just the picture quality is not all that great, and I do recommend if you can get the original releases, it is worth picking them up. So for $2 a piece, figured I'd grab them. I am still going to keep my Mill Creek releases, but I'm very happy to have these as well. Next I grabbed Bewitched. Now this is a title that I have seen before. I saw this back when it first came out. The wife and I rented it, and I remember not really enjoying it all that much. But to be completely honest, I kind of forget what it was really about. I mean, obviously I know the basic premise of the movie, but I forget really what happens in it. I really don't remember much about the film at all. I don't remember why I disliked it so much. So I figured for $2, I'd pick it up, give it another watch. Maybe it's not as bad as I remember. I don't know, maybe it is as bad as I remember. But still, I figured for $2, I pick it up and see it again. Then I grabbed The Brothers McMullen. This here is a title that I do come across quite often in flea markets, pawn shops, thrift stores, but I always pass it up, not because I think it looks bad, but just because I'm not really sure if it's a title that's going to interest me at all. So today I figured I'd finally pick it up, check it out, see if I like it, and for $2, figured it was a good deal. And then I saved what I personally feel is the best for last. A movie I've wanted to get my hands on for years now, and that was the original 3:10 to Yuma. This here's a movie I've wanted to see ever since I saw the remake. Really enjoyed the remake, thought it was a very, very good movie, and I had heard fantastic things about the original, so it's a movie I've definitely wanted to get my hands on, and I've wanted to check out. But unfortunately, every time I come across this used, I usually find it for pretty decent prices used, the disc is always scratched. And the occasional few times I have come across it used where the disc is in good shape, they're always asking way too much for it. And of course, anytime I've seen this new, still factory seal, it's always been way too expensive. So I've always had to pass up on it every time I've come across it. Really been bugging me because I wanted this for, like I said, years now. So today when I came across it with a disc that is in perfect shape for only $2, I definitely had to grab it. And I cannot wait to finally check this one out. So that's it for what I bought today. So now on So I Was.